J'ai peur du sable, il est pas bon. Je sais pas comment il va t'emporter. Regarde là. C'est pas vrai. C'est pas vrai.
C'est pas grave.
Mince.
Par contre, faut sortir de ton côté.
Ouais. Si j'arrive.
Una gran decepción. We need to stop the race. In a more deeper check, the roll cage was very, very slightly damaged. The team was pushing FIA to repair, but we couldn't convince them.
There is a very simple rule is that if the roll cage is damaged, the car is not considered as safe to continue the event.
Yeah, sadly, it's not great, but it's how it is.
I wish the team the best. Unfortunately, we could not help them anymore.
He's very gutted.
Este año, desde luego, peor no ha podido ser.
A super speedy 327k on the menu today, reduced from 496 because of some storm warnings, which, as you can see, were misguided in the end. After winning the 48-hour chrono, Rokas Baszuska opened for the first time. Nothing phases the triple W2RC world champion, despite having to flip between going flat out in 6th and weaving his way gingerly through the rocks. Not so smooth for Toby and Sam.
I can't find nothing in the booklet on it. I don't know what the warning is.
Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Faisal had been at the start this morning, chatting with his compatriot Yazid Al-Raji. But royal approval turned to being royally rueful as the Saudi star limped in 17th, 14 minutes off the pace. His second spot overall is slip-sliding away. Meanwhile, Toby Price had got going again, but they only managed 18th. After watching Yazid start, His Royal Highness boarded a helicopter and followed Seb Loeb. Incredibly, this is the footage that Prince Khalid himself filmed on his phone. Loeb proving just how treacherous this stage could be after just 12k. The Dacia Sandrider suffered significant damage, but remarkably, after a bit of bodywork adjustment, he was back on his way without losing too much time. If you had told me I'd be leading the rally after 3 days, I wouldn't have believed you, said Henk Lategan. But Henk's strength set him apart again, a solid 12th, keeping him at the top. While it seemed Loeb had got away with his crash earlier on, it actually wasn't the case.
En fait, là, on a une violette de direction qui est lâchée tout l'eau et en fait, la pièce de secours, elle est là.
It was a good stage, though, for Nasser Al-Attiyah. The Qatari's thoughts were for Loeb. He says it's very important to get all 3 Dacia Sandriders to the end of this Dakar. Speaking of that, Cristina Gutierrez and her mechanical whiz of a co-driver Pablo Moreno were soon on the scene to lend a hand, but despite their efforts, Loeb dropped to 16th overall. A day after colliding with his teammate, Saud Variawa became the youngest ever stage winner.
I definitely knew we were flying. We put a lot of the other competitors under pressure in the rocks, and then they had punches, so it cleared some air up for us. It was a really good drive on our side.
The 48-hour chrono was a struggle for Gerlan Shishiri, but he stormed back today, grabbing his second of this year's race.
After the rocky part, we push. We drive as fast as we could, and for the moment, we stick to the plan.
Seth Quintero was the youngest ever cars winner at the Dakar for all of 2 days. He lost that accolade today, but still finished 3rd. In the end, it was just over an hour lost for Seb Loeb. It's a long way back from here. Variawa said his Dakar objective was to feature in the top 3 on some of the stages. He's now already done that in 2 out of 4. Lategan now leads Nasser and Ekstrom.
The beginning of this Dakar has been tough.
Esta primera semana ha sido muy dura y va a ser muy dura.
that's Dakar for you. We just got to go out there, give it our best.
Could Daniel Sanders pull a Stefan Pederhansen and win 4 stages in a row like Mr. Dakar did in '97? Sadly not. He finished 22nd.
Everything was going good, felt really good. Navigation was going really good this morning. I did all the difficult stuff, and my tablet stopped working, so I couldn't navigate, and then the guys get lost, and then one rider goes one way and then one goes the other way, so you don't know what to do when you don't have a cap. I picked the wrong person to follow today.
Tosha Sherco was another man who had a bit of trouble, dropping to 5th overall.
4K from the finish, I did a mistake of navigation, and the guys behind us catched us.
Skylar Howes had a slow start to the week with a 10th place in the prologue, but the fan favourite is roaring back now.
I ended up finding the good way and hitting all the waypoints, and I think the other guys ended up getting lost a little bit. So, yeah, it looks, you know, like a really positive stage for me. I didn't do a perfect job. I still did a good job.
Last year's victor Ricky Brabeck kept up his consistent form, top 8 every race day, and runner-up this afternoon. That took him back up to 4th. Only one real story today, though, and it is a great one. Lorenzo Santolino brought home a first victory for Sherco since Michael Mecha in Peru in 2019. Santolino tore up the track on today's short and special, winning by over 4 minutes.
Yo creo que para Sherco también es algo muy especial. Al final es una fábrica pequeña, hemos ido mejorando cada año y al final hoy ha estado esa oportunidad para poder luchar por una etapa y espero que todo el mundo que le gusta Sherco esté contento por ello.
The standings have a very different look about them this evening, as just 2 minutes separate the top 3 and 8 minutes the top 5. It's still KTM Honda Hero, but as usual, it seems like bikes may well go down to the wire. In Rally 2, the top 3 overall were the top 3 on the special. Third, Michael Doherty, showing no ill effects of a nasty crash on the first day. In second, Tobias Ebster, the reigning champion in Original by Motul, and it turns out he's pretty decent when he has full assistance as well. But back in the lead, 19-year-old wonder kid Edgar Canet, the Spaniard, has been top 2 every day so far. He may have had a narrow but disappointing defeat yesterday, but Argentinian Nicolas Cavigliasso is galloping away with the challenger category. 2 seconds behind Paul Spearings on the chrono, but he reversed it to win stage 3 by 14 seconds. These rugged buggies are perfectly designed for these twisty-turny obstacle courses through the desert sandscape. It may have been a close couple of days, but Cavigliasso and his wife Pertigarini's lead is nearly 20 minutes. T4s to the fore. Francisco Lopez Contardo, already a triple Dakar winner in the side-by-sides, alongside navigator Juan Latrach, himself a double champion, brought Can-Am their first victory of the year, and Chaleco a 24th of his career. On board with defending champion Xavier de Soltret, second on the stage, but consolidating his overall lead. The Frenchman and teammate Brock Heger are over an hour ahead of the chasing pack. It's been a hell of a ride out here already. Next up, an 843k marathon stage over volcanic terrain, and the race may well erupt. Remember, you can watch an hour-long program wherever you are through your local broadcaster. We can't make these videos longer for legal and rights reasons, but if you do want to come back, I'd be very happy to see you here again tomorrow. Catch you later, rally fans.